Hi, I'm Angela. Welcome to a Mala Yoga practice session. For this class, you will need 2 yoga blocks, a blanket or pillow to sit on and use throughout the practice as needed, as well as a yoga mat. So let's start in a cross-legged seated position. You can sit on your blanket. Let's cross the right shin in front of the left shin and rest the hands on the lap. Let the eyes close. Take a moment to settle in. Don't worry about fidgeting, moving around, rolling out the shoulders, or shifting the ribcage from side to side. Do what you need to so the mind can join the body on the yoga mat today. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, exhale for 2. One more deep breath in here. And exhale for 3. Let the eyes float open. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Hook the thumbs overhead and try pulling the thumbs apart as you look to lift the shoulders to the ears. Maybe the arms will straighten out. And take a side bend over to the right. Don't worry if the elbow bends a little bit. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take your side bend over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. This time, drop the right arm down as you exhale to the right. Inhale, come back to center, lifting that up. Exhale, drop the left hand down as you go to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Once again, float to the right, but this time stay. And then twist your body to face your right knee. You're gonna let that left arm drop down in front of your face, touch the floor, and then float that left arm back up towards the ceiling and twist open so you're back where you started in the side bend. Do that 2 more times, floating, reach that left arm away from you, and then lift that arm up, come back to center. 1 more time, rotate the body, face that leg. Come back up to center, and this time, flip all the way to the other side. So bringing your left hand down, side bending in that direction, and then rotate the rib cage, the shoulders as you bring the right arm down in front of you, touch the floor, sweep it up, and twist open. 2 more times like that, floating down. Don't worry if you go slower than me. Don't worry if you go faster than me. Coming back, last time, rotate, float the arm down, and come back up. Move all the way up to sit. Place the hands behind you. I'm going to turn my body so the fingertips are pointing to the back of your mat. Bend the elbows. Let's bring the feet forward, knees bent, and then pull the chest forward. Take a breath in here and a breath out. And we're going to come back to our cross-legged position. So this time the left shin is going to cross in front of the right, and we're going to come forward. So just coming forward, you don't have to go far here. Just do a little rock from right to left. You can walk your hands over to one side. You can walk your hands over to the other side. You can walk your hands far, far away from you. A few more breaths here. Just move around a little bit. See what feels sticky. See what feels good. Notice where your mind is fixating right now. Take another breath in here and another breath out. We're going to walk the hands back towards the legs. You're going to come back to your seated position again. And this time you're going to move the padding out from behind you off to the side. Place the hands behind you, fingertips pointing off to the sides of the mat. Bend the elbows, lift the chest forward in space, and you can keep your hips down on this one. Fingertips are pointing to the sides, or you can lift your hips up into the air. Try and get the hips to the height of the knees. Breathe in here and breathe out. From here, you're going to bring the pelvis back down if it's up. Set one block off to the side. Grab the other block as you come to lie on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, placing a block underneath your head. And from here, inhale. Pick the right leg up into the air for a half march position. Right shin is parallel to the floor. And then reach the left arm up as well. So left arm, right leg, opposite arm and leg here. Let the left shoulder blade slide off the floor. So with the head propped up, our back ribs and the top of the pelvis are anchoring to the floor. Now on an exhale, reach the right leg away from you and the left arm overhead. Keep the top of the pelvis and the back ribs anchored. And then inhale, bring it back. And again, like that, exhale, reach those limbs away. Inhale, pull them back to center. Exhale, reach away. Inhale to center. One more time. Exhale, reach away. Let's hold this. So we have to work that strong back tilt of the pelvis here. We have to think about this front ribs getting pulled down to keep the back ribs on the floor. And then bring everything back to center. Hug the right knee into the chest. Slide the left leg away from you. Make some circles with that right leg in the hip socket here. And then we're going to cross that right leg to the left hand, taking a little bit of a twist. Now you can reach your right arm up in the opposite direction here as the left hand anchors the right leg. Take another breath in here and another breath out. Come back to center, switch legs, put the right foot down, and then bend the left knee, bring the left leg up into the air for the half march position. Reach the right arm into the air and slide the right shoulder blade off the floor. So again, top of the pelvis, back ribs anchored. As you exhale, reach the left leg and right arm away from one another. Inhale, pull it back together. Exhale, reach them away. Again, we're looking for the pubic bone to move to the xiphoid process. It's the base of the sternum. Bring it back together. Exhale, reach the limbs away from one another. Inhale, pull it together. Exhale, reach away. Inhale together. One more time. Exhale, reach the limbs away from one another and hold it here. Keep anchoring top of the pelvis. Use the right foot. It's on the floor right now to give us extra support. And then pull the left knee into the chest. Slide the right leg away from you. Make those circles with that left thigh in the hip socket. And then cross the left leg over the body for your knee down twist. Left arm reaching off to the left to counter that weight as you breathe in here. And breathe out. Let's come back to center. Release the left foot down. Now take that block out from behind your head. And your head's going to go to the floor. It's going to feel like you're falling back in space after having that support. Okay, so take the block and place it between the upper and thighs. Walk your feet about 5 to 6 inches away from you, taking the backs of the heels into the floor. Now, all we're going to do is these mini glute bridges here, really firing up the hamstrings and the gluteus maximus muscles here. So you're going to exhale, squeeze the block. Lift the pelvis an inch off the floor and then bring it back down and do it again. Exhale, squeeze and lift and lower. There you go. Exhale, squeeze, lift and lower. Continue this action as you squeeze, lift and lower. You want to send the knees away from you. So as you're digging your backs of the heels into the ground, it feels like you're trying to pull your body closer to your feet. Lift and lower. 3 more. Squeeze, lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Go ahead, set that block off to the side. Stretch your legs away from you. Stretch your arms overhead. And then hug everything in and make your way up to all fours. As you come to all fours, you're going to set blocks off to the top corners of your mat. Tuck the toes behind you. Pull the hips back towards the heels with the hands way out in front of you. Let's keep the head up here. And we're going to do some squat prep work. So as you exhale, let's bring the shoulders forward over or beyond the wrists. And then as you inhale, pull the sits bones straight back in space. Right? Notice if you're starting to flex the spine here. We want to go straight back in space. So you're going to shift forward and back. And the whole time, looking to keep the rib cage in line with your pelvis. So watching out for dunking the pelvis forward or over tipping the pelvis back in space. These aren't bad or wrong, but right now I want us just to get that sense of what we have to pay attention to when we're shifting our body weight forward and when we're shifting it back. When you feel like you've got a good idea when you like to tip your pelvis forward, perhaps tip the pelvis back, right, you can start adding in some circular motions. So you can send everything to the right, forward to the left and back, and then you can switch that around, left, forward to the right and back. Maybe you want to start to add in some flexions of the spine and extensions of the spine, right, but knowingly adding these in. And eventually we'll make our way to set up in a tabletop position where we can untuck the toes and run through some good old-fashioned cat and cow stretches. So in cat and cow, the arms and the legs stay fixed, and the pelvis, the spine, the shoulder girdle moves around these fixed points. And you can also add in some side bending, that will get the arms and the hips to move a little bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's step our right foot forward. Take the blocks underneath your hands. Tuck the left toes and straighten out the left leg. And if you need to adjust your stance, you don't feel quite right, then adjust it and get up on the fingertips. So right away, we're trying to get the weight out of the hands and into the legs. Anchor that right heel down, and as the right heel presses down, reach both arms to the wall behind you. You have to lift your body up a little bit here. Notice as you lift your body up and reach the arms to the wall behind you, is your low back doing all the work? Remember when you were lying on the back and you're pressing the back ribs and the top of the pelvis into the floor? That turned on your deep abdominal muscles. We want those firing here. We're going to reach the left arm forward in space, but we're not twisting, not yet. Keep your shoulders, your ribs, and your hips facing the yoga mat. Now go ahead and twist. Let the left hand come down. Let your body twist to the right as you reach that right arm up towards the sky, and you are engaged in that left glute, that left thigh is lifting towards the ceiling here. Release the right hand down, switch sides. However you want to get to the second side, the left foot's forward, right heel back. Wiggle as you need to, and then find that place of stillness. Up on the fingertips, anchoring that left heel into the floor. Sweep the arms to the wall behind you, and the chest is reaching to the wall in front of you. That back thigh feels like it's getting pulled up towards the ceiling. Right, deep abdominal muscles supporting the low back here. Reach the right arm forward in space. We're not twisting yet, so we have to work counter-twisting. Right, so the right rib cage wants to pull towards the ceiling. Now go ahead and bring the right arm down to the block. Twist your torso to the left, reaching that left arm up. Engage that right glute. You're squeezing a block on the inside of the whole of the right leg. Take another breath in here. Exhale, release the left hand down. Please turn those blocks to a stable height, a lower height, stable height. And step back, downward facing dog. So you've got your hands on the blocks. It puts a little bit more weight into the heels. Lets your body weight shift back. You can open up the shoulders for some folks. Now inhale, come forward to a plank position, top of a push-up. Remember what it's like to be on the back, getting those back ribs to press down into the mat. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. This time exhale the knees to the floor, pull the hips back, extended child's pose. Let's keep the hands on the blocks. Keep the head above the line of the arms. So your ears are not going to drop down below the arms. You're going to stay up above, and we're going to sink the chest down here. Press the hands into the blocks as if you could smash the blocks into the floor like an empty Coke can. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Now from there, let's pick the head up a little bit higher. Set your blocks off to the sides of your mat. Set the hands onto the mat, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. You might notice, oh yeah, there is more weight in the hands and shoulders now. Inhale, come forward to your plank position. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. You can do that from your knees as well. Anchor the tops of the feet down, lift the head and chest, small cobra pose. Exhale, release out of this, press back through hands and knees, downward facing dog. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Bend the knees, walk the hands backwards towards the feet so you're at the back of the mat. Once the heels are down, inhale, lengthen the spine, sweep the arms out to a T. So think T arms here, shoulder blades pinning towards the back. Did you just go into an overextension of that lumbar spine? Right, can you find that deep core abdominal muscle engage? Sweep the arms up, push the floor away, come all the way to stand. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, drop the head and hands. Inhale, walk your hands forward to a plank position. Exhale, lower down through your push-up. Inhale through your cobra pose. Keep those legs active. Exhale, release out of that. Press back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. And breathe out. This time, instead of walking backwards, you're going to walk your feet forward towards the top of the mat. Come to hang over your legs. You can bend your knees. Swing your body from side to side. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Slowly make your way up to stand. Whether you come up through a rounded spine or a flat back, we're going to meet in mountain pose at the top of the mat. At the top of the mat, bend the knees deeply, reach the arms straight ahead, chair pose. So arms be parallel to the floor here. Bring the hands together in front of the chest. Shift the weight into the right leg and step the left foot back. High lunge pose. Let's take our arms out to a cactus or W shape here in high lunge. All right, so we think about that shoulder blades pinning towards the spine. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend in the front knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Stay rooted to that inner foot and exhale, bend. Now we're going to roll the arms in. So think internally rotating the arms. Lean forward and place the backs of the hands. On the sacrum here. Back leg is straight. We're back in that loaded lunge. And we're going to rotate the pelvis around our right thigh and come into extended side angle. Yep, there's a little heel toe and wiggle of the feet that needs to happen here. All right, so we have the arms out of the picture. Notice if your low back's trying to do all the work here. All right, if you could imagine squeezing a block between your inner heels here, zippering up the pubic bone towards that xiphoid process. And when you're ready, bring the right forearm to the right thigh, and the left arm can go towards the ceiling or alongside the ear. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to come all the way up to stand. So use that back hip. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands on the hips, and then go to the hip creases, right where the pants crease and tip sideways for triangle pose. It's a long stance for triangle pose. If you need to shorten it, bring the feet closer together. Right? Notice if you start to feel massive pull in the hamstring. If that's the case, let's put some bend in that right knee and really work anchoring the back of the pelvis, so that posture or back tilt. When you're ready, put the right hand on the right leg, reach the left arm up to the sky. Maybe the right hand slides to the ankle, maybe not, don't force it. Breathe in here, breathe out. Where's that weight going in that front foot? Is it all on the outer edge? Right, can you root to the base of the toe mound, the base of the inner heel? On your next inhale, I'm gonna make you come up again. Use that back hip, inhale all the way up, exhale, bend the right knee, pass through warrior two. Hands come to the mat on either side of the right foot, step back, downward facing dog. You can stay in your down dog pose or inhale, come forward to plank. You can stay in plank or exhale, lower down through a push-up of your choice. Inhale through the back bend of your choice. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here and breathe out. Back to the top of the mat, lift the heels, bend the knees, jump up or step back to the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine, exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply and reach the arms straight ahead, chair pose. Bring the hands together in front of the chest, step the right leg back, coming to an upright lunge position. We're gonna take those arms once again to W or cactus shape here. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee. One more time, inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. And we're gonna roll those arms in again and lean the body forward in space. Bring the backs of the hands on the sacrum. I like that there because it gives us an idea of where our pelvis is in space, and sometimes we don't know. We're gonna spin the back heel to the floor as you rotate the pelvis around that left thigh. Once the heel's down, adjust the feet so you feel stable and ready to move into your extended side angle position. Right, your glutes have to work here, your legs have to work here, so that we don't strain in the low back as you come into extended side angle. Left forearm to the thigh, right arm alongside the ear or straight into the sky. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Anchor down on this, the outer edge of your left foot, a little different than triangle pose. And exhale, and come all the way up, straighten that front leg. Bring the hands to the hips and go to the hip creases. So you can follow where that flexion is on that left hip. If you need to wrap your right hip forward a little bit so that the low back doesn't overwork here, go ahead and let that right hip come forward. When you're ready, left hand goes down wherever it needs to on the left leg, right arm to the sky. Remember when you had your arms in this cactus shape and you're looking for the shoulder blades to draw to the spine here. Find that action here. Where's that weight in that front foot? Does it fall into the outer edge? Can you stay rooted to that inner left heel? Use that right hip. Inhale, pull yourself up. Exhale, pass through warrior two. Release the hands to either side of the left foot. Spin the back heel up. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. This is different. Exhale, release the right knee under the right hip. If you need to, put a blanket under your right knee. Rotate the pelvis, spin the pelvis around your right thigh, just like you did in extended side angle, and put the left heel to the floor. Now we're going to put the left hand on the left hip so we get a sense of where our pelvis is in space. All right, so thinking about Engaging the glutes here, drawing the tailbone down, zippering up, skinny jeans, pubic bone all the way to the side foot process. And then shifting your weight forward if needed to lift the left leg into the air. Inhale, lower the left leg. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Let's keep that left leg up. Reach that left arm up to the sky. And then bring the left hand down to the floor. Keeping the shoulders, the ribcage, and now the pelvis facing the yoga mat. You're going to keep that left leg in the air and reach the right arm forward and space, opposite arm and leg. Now remember that work you did when you were on your back, reaching those limbs away from one another. Inhale, pull those limbs underneath you. Exhale, reach the limbs away. Inhale, pull them underneath you. You do not have to flex the spine. Exhale, reach them away. Inhale, underneath you. And exhale, reach away. Release the right hand down. Flex that left ankle. Put the left toes on the floor so you're back in that half plank position. Step the right foot back to plank. Bring the left knee to the ground and take this to the other side. You're going to spin the right foot to the floor. And you're rotating your shoulder girdle around that left arm. Now let's put the right hand on the right hip. Right, thinking about all that abdominal engagement you need here to shift your weight forward and lift the right leg into the air. Right, inhale, lower the right leg to the floor. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Keep that right leg in the air. Reach the right arm up for a moment. There's your half moon, quarter moon, whatever you want to call it. Release the right hand down. Keep the right leg in the air. Shoulders, ribcage, pelvis faces the yoga mat. Reach the left arm forward. There's your opposite arm and leg. How much you have to push down to that right hand to lift out that right shoulder. Inhale, pull those two limbs underneath you. Exhale, reach the left arm forward, right leg back. Inhale, underneath you. Exhale, reach them away. Inhale, underneath you. And exhale, reach away. Now keep the leg in the air, put the left hand down. Strongly pressing through that right heel. Bring the right toes to the floor. You're back in half plank. All right, find that abdominal engagement. Step back to plank. And lower all the way down to the belly. Stretch the toes to the wall behind you. Lift the head and chest. And then lift the legs into the air. A little bit of locust pose here. For 3. For 2. And 1. Release everything down. Tuck the toes behind you. Press back through hands and knees. Maybe even through a tuck toe child's pose. And then back downward facing dog. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Shift the weight to the right leg, reach the left leg, reach the right leg back behind you into the air. And then exhale, pull that right foot forward, step the right foot between the hands. Release the left knee down, untuck the toes. Hook your thumbs like we did in the beginning of the practice. And then dig the right heel down. Feel like you could just drag that left knee forward as you lean the upper body back. And take a little bit of side bend to the right. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale, come up out of that side bend. Exhale, hands to heart center as you back the pelvis up. Twist your body now to the right, and maybe you hook that left arm to the outside of the right leg. Maybe you tuck those left toes as you're pushing the right arm and left leg into one another, and you lift the back knee off the floor. Revolved extended side angle. You don't have to go there today. You can always keep the back knee down, and you can always keep the rotation, right, with a little less compression around the belly. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Wherever you are, you're going to release both hands to either side of the right foot and step back, downward facing dog. Now you're going to shift the weight to the right leg. Reach the left leg straight out behind you into the air. Take a breath in. Exhale, step that left foot forward towards the hands and release the right knee down. Untuck the toes if it works for you. Pad up the knees as needed. Hook your thumbs and reach the arms up. And go ahead and lean back, lean back. Really feel like you could drag that right knee forward and take a little side bend to your left this time. Breathing in, are your glutes firing here? And breathing out. Come back up to center, bring the hands together in front of the chest. Twisting to your left this time. You can hook maybe that right arm to the outside of the left leg. Maybe you're tucking the right toes and straightening the right leg. So you're in a revolved extended side angle variation. Remember, you don't have to go here. You could keep the back knee down. You can also keep it so that it's your wrist and forearm on the outside of the left leg. Something there to push to get that outer hip to work. Wherever you are, take a breath in. Look down, hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Last breath in here. And last breath out. Release the knees to the floor. Swing the legs around. And then come to lie on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So this time, when you come to lie on your backs,
Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You're going to take the arms overhead. Line the feet up underneath the knees. And same thing that you did in the mini glute bridges. You're going to press the feet down as you exhale. Send the knees away from you. Lift the pelvis, lift the spine. So the rib cage comes off the floor and you're rolling to the tops of the shoulders. When you hit the top of that, you're going to roll on down. You're going to do a few like that. You're going to exhale, press down. Lift the pelvis, roll to the tops of the shoulders. Inhale, roll on down. Exhale, press, lift up. Inhale, roll down. Okay, so we're looking for those muscles alongside the spine to get active here with the glutes, with the hamstrings. We're taking the lats a little bit out of the picture. Last time, lifting up and rolling down. Now from here, let's bring the arms down by the sides of the body. Hold the mat, pull the mat apart. Now we're going to get the whole back muscles involved. Send the knees away from you, press the feet down. You can roll from one shoulder to the other shoulder. Right? Keep thinking about pulling the mat apart, pressing the backs of the arms into the ground, using everything to lift up. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release the hips down to the ground. Take the arms out to the side. Maybe you windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Maybe you take happy baby pose. Or maybe you just want to draw the knees to the armpits. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Okay. From here, let's release the left foot down to the ground. And release the hands behind the right thigh. Kick the right heel towards the ceiling, rolling out that right ankle. Breathe in. Keep pushing that right thigh into the hands here. As you breathe out, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can do a little half ankle to knee hip stretch here. Doing a little rock from side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll keep the leg crossed. Bring the left foot down to the floor and then drop the knees to the right. And scoop that tailbone underneath you. So strong back tilt of the pelvis. Reach that left arm in the far left corner of the room. Take another breath in here. And another breath out. Come back to center, uncross. Right, take the hands behind the left thigh, right foot on the floor. As you push the left thigh into the hands, roll out that left ankle. Breathe in here, keep pushing that thigh into the hands. And breathe out. And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Hug the right knee to the chest. Do a little rock from side to side. Breathing in. And breathing out. You're going to keep the left ankle on the right leg as you bring the right foot to the floor. Pull the knees to the left. Work that strong back tilt or posterior tilt to the pelvis here. It really does feel like you're tucking your tailbone underneath you. Reach the right arm in the far right corner of the room. Breathe in here. And breathe out. And come back to center and across the left leg. You want for a moment, bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side, or take happy baby pose one last time. And then you're going to bring the feet onto the mat, knees bent. Take the feet wider than the hips, turn the toes in. You can rest the hands on the belly here. If you felt like you wanted to support your head with a blanket, you can slide a blanket underneath your head here. Letting the chin drop towards the chest. 5 breaths here, that's it. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Toes, you can move fingers, turn your head a little bit from the right to the left. And if you need to stay, you can stay, absolutely stay. You need to make your way over to one side, enough to sit. If you have that blanket under your head, just slide it under your hips. Don't worry about how you cross the legs. If you're coming to a cross-legged position, place the hands together in front of the chest. Drop the chin to the chest, bowing the mind to the heart, honoring your work, your commitment to your practice, to your curiosity as you fold forward. Thank you so much for watching and practicing and being